Hey there, welcome to another episode of the Nitty Ditty Podcast. I am your host, Jay, and welcome. If you are new, have a seat, enjoy the ride. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Don't warn the newbies, okay? It's alright. They'll find out on their own. Shh. Anyway, I have a lot to show you, so let's get going with the knitting first. Alright, let's first show you the shack. I think the last time I showed you the shack, I was about here on the cuff, right here. Well, I did a lot since then, since the 2 weeks, and I have since done a heel. This lovely heel, slip stitch heel, and I've done the gusset, and now I'm on the foot. Just started on the foot. I have a long ways to go. Even though I have short feet, it's still a lot of knitting and patterning, and I love this pattern. This is the Honey Badger by Irish Girl Knits, a local to me designer. The yarn is Kitchen Sink Dye Works. Let me see if I can show you the pattern anymore. Is Kitchen Sink Dye Works. And her MCN base. She is no longer dyeing. She is now just creating patterns. See? Look at that. I like it. And it's stretchy. It's nice and tight but stretchy at the same time. So see if you can see it that way. There you go. Raw. Let me show you the label so I can complete. Kitchen Sink Dye Works. I got this when I was at Stitches South the first year that I was there. She, as I said, is no longer dyeing. It's in her Luxe Merino Fine, which is her MCN base, which is the usual, I don't know percentages, but the usual percentages that make 100%. The colorway is Edgar. It's a beautiful, beautiful bluish gray. I am loving it. I think I would have been a little bit further on if I had knit more during my commute, because this is my commuter pattern. Commuter project, excuse me. I think I would have had more done, but I slept or read. So, let me see if I can. Ooh, show it in the camera, Jay. Alright. Ooh. So I'm loving it. I think I knit a lot of this when I was at Now and Zen, which I'll talk about in my etc. But yeah, I'm loving it. This would have been nice as a fingerless glove, though. Oh, it is what it is. So, the needles are my signature needles, US 1, 2.25 millimeter. And I don't know how many times I can show you the sock. I'm just loving it. And as I said, I have not knit in MCN in a while, which I keep saying that. It's merino, superwash merino, cashmere, and nylon. So imagine the softiness of it. Oh, I need more, but I'll have to wait. I'm excited. Excited when I can finally break my diet. I won't go crazy, but it'll be nice. The second project, yes, aren't you excited? Aren't you excited? I finally cast it on, and you'll be surprised. I've done a lot. Don't expect a little. La 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 la. Alright, for those who are new, this is the Traveling Woman Shawl pattern by Liz Abernathy or Feministy. It is a paid pattern. You can buy it on Ravelry. It's $6. It is worth the $6. It's so worth the $6. Oh my god. So, oh, I wish. It's kind of bowing out. Of course, it's lace, so it's going to look like cat vomit. But if you can kind of see the, I've done 2 repeats of the pattern so far. But it's amazing. It's wonderful. I could not rave about it anymore. I'm loving it. You can't really see. Hold on. There you go. Alright. Can you see, you guys? Can you see? I'm loving it. It is a simple pattern. It is a simple lace pattern. But just the way it's constructed and the way she words it out and charts it, it's worth the $6. So, it's very, and it's gonna be big. I'm knitting it out of the medium size because I have enough yarn, which, by the way, the yarn is Lisa Souza. I'll show you the label in a bit. Lisa Souza, Sock Merino. Sorry, my phone's with me this time and I didn't put it on silent. Someone's texting me. Usually people don't text me. Anyway. There you go. And it's going to be nice and big. Oh, sorry, I was describing the yarn. The yarn, let me pull out the label. Is Lisa Souza, Sock Merino, and it's in the Emerald City base. This was born 2009. Yeah, I've had it, I think I've had it longer than that. No, shorter than that. Yeah. It's 100% super fine merino superwash, and it is 560 yards. So, yeah, I decided to go with the medium size so I could have a nice big shawl. So, I have been knitting. This is my TV knitting that now that my shows are back, I can knit and watch TV with my Hulu because I don't have cable. So, I have been knitting on this. So I cast this on, I think, right after I podcast 2 weeks ago. Excuse me, I've been itchy. 2 weeks ago, and I'm halfway done. I'm even more than halfway done. So, love it. I'm excited. But that's it. That's all I've been knitting on. I know. What happened to my 3 projects, right? Well, you know, I think that's all this is all I can handle right now. I have been reading like a fiend. Yeah, just kind of catching up on books that I've been wanting to read before I got sucked into the Outlander series, which I'm still halfway through the series, but I finished the 3rd book and I'm now taking a break so I can read other books. But no, we're not in that section yet, are we? We are in the nails section. So let me go over what I've had for the last 2 weeks. So after podcasting, and I went to Ren Fair and I had my pretty sparkly holo for my pirate costume, I then was a very bad girl and I picked it off. I was under, not stress, just kind of not in, when I'm just not in a happy place, I tend to pick. So I decided to pick my nail polish off. So I decided to take a few days to, again, recuperate and, excuse me, I need water. Really need a coaster. So decided I need to recuperate the nails and, you know, just kind of, yeah. So I took a few days off of bare lotioning and whatnot, and then I put on my usual, I decided I needed to do some swatching of the nail polish that I bought but have not used my unused percentage was higher than my used. So I decided from there I would do a clear gel foundation and do regular nail polish. So I put on one of the Hunger Games, China Glazed Hunger Games, the Riveting Orange, because we are in October now. Yeah. So I put Riveting, and then I put an accent nail. Let's see if you can, probably not. So nice orange. This is actually a true color right now on the camera. And then for an accent nail on the ring finger, I put one that I've used before. It's my one of 2A Englands. And this is the black. This is Jane Eyre, where it's basically black with a glass, with red glass flecks. And this time I decided not to do the acetone where you swipe acetone over to get more of the glass flecks. I really wanted more of the black to match with the orange to make it more Halloween-y October. So that was that. And here's the picture now. So I had that on for a few days actually. It was lasting me a good long time. I put it on, when did I put it on? Saturday, excuse me. Last Saturday to get ready for the Now and Zen concert. Yes, which I'll talk about again. And etc, etc, etc. So I had that on from Sunday through, when did I finally get driven nuts and had to take it off? Wednesday. Yes. Yes, I had that on until Wednesday. It was lasting me. It wasn't because it was chipping or anything. It was lasting me. I just was done with it. And there were some spots. There were some trouble spots, which you'll see in, which you probably saw in the picture where there were some bare spots. Yeah, when I was putting it on, for some odd reason, either it was too wet or it's just the nature of the polish. When I put the top coat on, it dragged, especially on Jane Eyre. So because I'm a perfectionist and I wanted it to be perfect, the imperfectness of it just was driving me nuts. So by Wednesday night, I said, rah, no. So I took it off and I put on this, which is what I have now. And this time I'm going to let you actually see it. So this is Sally Hansen. And I don't know if you recognize the color, but remember, I'll talk about that in a few minutes. Remember, do you recognize this color? Do you remember when I reviewed the Sally Hansen Insta Gel strips? Well, I really love the color, but of course, as you know, the application just made me go crazy. And so I took it off. Well, this is the same color but in their complete salon manicure. So, and I've had this on since then. I actually did a refresher coat last night, but it looks like, if you can kind of see, it was chipping on the ends. It was tipware, and it's starting to come off again. Meh. I love it. It's called Why Not? Which I've decided this is my newest favorite red. Yep. It's this beautiful burgundy, yummy, vampy red, which makes me very happy. So this is actually, it was 2 coats Wednesday, and I'm not gonna lie, the application looks like crap. Because Wednesday night the reason why I know it was Wednesday night was because I was watching the new show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which airs on Tuesday, but I have to wait until Wednesday. my mind. Anyway, so I was watching that and just kind of quickly doing it because I wanted to watch my show. So I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look very good application-wise. It may seem like it from afar because my camera is fuzzy and it hides my mistakes, but and there's some growth there too. But anyway, I love it. So, sorry, it's 2 coats on Wednesday, and then I did another coat last night to cover up the tip wear and whatnot. Like, this had a massive chip on the end. This thumb had a massive chip on the end. Yeah, so. Yay! Yeah, I may actually paint my nails again with this color. If it wasn't for you guys, I would. I'm going to be faithful and show off my unshows though, and not bore you. But this is one where I'd be like, yes, put it on again. It's perfect fall color. It's perfect. I know this year they're doing a lot more dark purples this year, but for me, this screams poison apple season. So, yep. And so, yeah. And then I'm going to actually show you what I'm going to paint my toenails. Because tonight, which I think my friend who's coming over probably texted me. Because she's supposed to come over at 4:30-ish. We are going to be girly. And we're just going to hang out. We wanted to hang out, but we both are budgeting. So she's just coming over and we're going to watch a movie or 2 movies and knit and paint our nails. I'm going to try to convince her to paint her nails though with my nail polish. But for my toenails, because I'm not taking this off, I'm going to be putting, and these are both untries Kaylin, which I believe, I don't remember which box this is from, but it was a thicker formula when I swatched it last night. So I think it's either June. No, it can't be June. May? The one with the thick robin blue that had gold specks. Well, this was this companion of that. Kaylin. I'll look it up for you guys. So I'm going to put this as a base because it's orange. We must have orange. And then another of the Hunger Games, Electrify. I'm going to put this on top. Yeah. Because if you notice, this is kind of a very bright, very bright orange. And I can't do bright. I had to mute it somehow. So we're going to mute it with this. Because what's better to mute neon colors but with glitter? So this is going to be on my toes. Which we are getting out of sandal weather. We are. Well, at least at night. But during the daytime. Oh yeah. Anyway, that is going to be on my toenails, which I will take a picture when it is done. Alright. Yay! Books. So let me first see who texted me. Sorry. So last week was Banned Book Week. So in honor of Banned Book Week, I'm going to feature books that you would either be surprised that it was banned or not surprised, depending on your knowledge. So what's interesting enough, I actually went to my local library last week, and they had a wonderful banned book display where basically, and I have a picture of it, so don't worry, you'll see it later. where they basically wrapped up all the books that are on a banned list or have been banned or have been put up to be banned, and they wrapped it, put the barcode on top, and basically put a description of the genre, and then why it was banned, like sexual content, foul language, adult themes, if it was a teen book. And then what they would do is the patron would then scan it in to either so my library has a self-scan, what do you call it? Checkout scanners, so that way you can just go on your merry way. There's no judgment if you're a little iffy about, what you're checking out. And then it will pop up with the book. And if it's a book that you've read before, you don't have to check it out. You can just clear it out, and then, the librarian will return it. If it's something that you've never read before and you're just like curious of why it was banned and you want to read it, they will unwrap it, and etc., etc. It was when I talked to the librarian about this, because I wanted to ask permission to take pictures of the display, because you always, this is what I stress with people, especially if you're taking pictures of people in public, is you have to ask permission. It's privacy rights. It's copyright. If you're taking pictures of certain things like knitted stuff, etc., it's copyrights. So I wanted to first, ask permission first before I took pictures of the display, which of course they said, yeah, sure. But I was talking with the librarian, and he said, you would be surprised of how many people said, this is banned. And he brought up a good point, which I already knew, because I study this. It was actually one of the huge things that I focused on in school, was that a lot of books, they were banned just because they were ahead of their time. So when you look at the ban list, which this is why I'm showing it to you now, is if you go to ALA.org, which is American Library Association, they have a list of banned and challenged books, which they have their own Office of Intellectual Freedom. So this is where you can go. Just go to ALA.org and search, either go to their Office of Intellectual Freedom, or go to Advocacy, Legislation and Issues, and then banned books and banned and challenged books. There's a difference between banned and challenged. Banned means it has been banned and it cannot be in the library. Challenge is books that people have tried to ban, but have been shown that they are not at all worthy of being banned. So, and Banned Book Week is always at the very end of September to highlight, and libraries do workshops, they do events, or they do displays like what my library did. And it's very interesting. It's very interesting to hear and to understand why things are banned. It's really, the usual pornography, etc., etc., but you'd be surprised. And it's all about freedom. It's a freedom of knowledge, freedom of information, and it's a very interesting conversation of what people think should be banned and what people think shouldn't be banned. It's all personal. It's all relative. And I could go on and on, but I'm not. So here's going to be an entourage of books that I have that have been challenged or banned. So first off, J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter. Some people are not surprised. Some people are. I am not surprised. Only because the themes of reason why and I think there was a huge uproar when it first was challenged. It's not banned, it's challenged. Is because of the witchcraft and the magic. And I think later on, the adult themes in the books, later on in the series, was one of the other reasons why. But the first initial reason why it was challenged was because of the magic. And actually, when you go to the banned and challenged website. There's also a link where you can see different authors throughout the years of who has been continuously challenged. J.K. Rowling is one of them. Another author that has been constantly have been put on the challenge ban list. I don't think she's been, no, she has been banned. Her adult book, Wifey, which I've given it away, Judy Blume. But, so Wifey, if you've ever read Wifey, has some sexual and adult themes. But why ban it? It's for adults. It's not like children are going to read it. But you'd be surprised that Judy Blume's children's books have been banned, have been on the challenges, like Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret, Fudge, I think, yeah, Fudge and Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret. And I think there was a boy book that I read, and I can't remember the name of it. It's like a long phrase. And then again, maybe not. Maybe. I don't remember. But she's still, I just looked at 2013, she is still considered banned. Really? Come on. Come on, people. You will maybe be surprised by this. Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton has been on a banned or challenge list. Now, Craftlit is actually reading this right now. If you listen to Craftlit by Heather Ordover, if you don't, go over there. She's amazing. She's so smart. I love her. She teaches me things, and I feel like I'm back in school, and I love it. If you're listening on or have read this book, are we surprised? I was actually very surprised when I found out that this was on a ban list or banned or challenged. And the reason why is there's no sexual content. There's nothing of any sort to be considered at all on the fringe. The themes are actually quite intelligent and quite thought-provoking and etc. But again, remember back to what the librarian said. Everything has been banned or challenged because most of the time it is before its time. When it was written in 1920s, which was the Gilded Age, the Victorian Age, the idea of divorce, which is a one theme in here, divorce, loving, just not going with the norm of society. This book definitely bucks society and all of its rules and guidelines. So knowing that, it makes sense that it was banned. And if you haven't read this, read it. My goodness. Brenda Dane from the Craftlit also reads it for LibriVox, so you can find it on LibriVox if you're more of a listening. She's an amazing reader, or listen along with Heather Ordover at Craftlit. So I actually read a little bit of this when, oh yeah, see, I tagged it. When I was in school, I took part of a banned book week where you read certain sections of banned books, and I read a certain part of it. So yeah. I don't have the book, but I have the author, James Joyce. This book particularly was not banned, but Ulysses was banned. That one has a little bit more understanding, has sexual content, etc. I have not read Ulysses, so I cannot say. I have not read this either, but I realize I have James Joyce in my library, so I need to read it. I have to be in the mood, though. I have to be in the mood for literature, for classics nowadays. Alright. This has also been banned. Zora Neale Hurston, Their Eyes Were Watching God. This exact book has been banned or challenged. This again. Why? Why? But it's beyond its time. Make of it what you will. Good book. Are we at all surprised, Lolita? By Vladimir Nabokov. This one, okay, I kind of understand why it's been banned or challenged. Lots of themes in here. But at the same time, what does it say for me? I am not your keeper. Read it. It's actually quite brilliant. Amazing. Thought-provoking. Makes you think. But you're an adult. You can choose to read it if you want. Why does anyone need to tell me what to read? Now, if you are a parent, on the other hand, that's where the gray line goes to, you know? That's where the gray line gets to, what do you allow your children to read? What is the closest boundary do you think is right? And what, do you want your library to censor what is offered? Thought-provoking. 2 more books, I promise. Beloved. I've shown you this before. This was also banned. But again, I think when I talked about this book, I said high school students should read this book because it's very educational. It's very I keep using thought-provoking today. That's the word of the day. No, again, what should be put in a library? Should the library be restricted, or should it be all-encompassing? And in the end, you get to decide what should be inputted into your children or inputted into yourself. That's the gray area. I could go on and on. Last book, The Satanic Verses by Salman Rushdie. This one, everyone should know this story, but I will tell it anyway. This book was the reason why Salman Rushdie had a fatwa on his head, and he had to hide from the Ayman of Iran because it basically portrayed Muhammad in a very bad light. So of course it's been on the banner challenge because it bucks religion, it bucks everything, it bucks religion, it bucks, and it also has some adult themes, etc., etc., etc. I actually was not particularly a fan of this book. I thought it was good, but after all the hype of it, I'm like, meh. I actually liked Midnight's Children much better, which is also a banner challenge book. Because again, because Salman Rushdie loves to give the finger to religion, it also kind of bucked religion. So, last book. So, I encourage you to check up more on banned and challenged books. Look up the authors to see which author has been put on the banned or challenged book, and really just consider, really think about it. It's just what, and the idea of censorship. What is censorship and what is protection, if you think about it? Because all in all, the main theme of is protecting yourself, protecting children. And this also includes use of computers in libraries, etc., etc. What should be considered websites that are appropriate to be seen in a library? What are websites that are considered not at all appropriate? You'd be surprised that actually a lot of pornographic websites are actually allowed in the library because of the over-encompassing freedom that the library decides in their policy. And that's not for anyone to say. It's their policy. And It's what you make of it. Let's just say that. I don't think a lot of libraries allow. But I've heard of it, but it's not that common. Don't be, oh my God, no. No, it's okay. But it's something to think about. I mean, you know, Harry Potter is a children's book that has evolved, that did evolve later on as the children grew. But at the same time, it's when the children started reading the book, they have grown. Think of it that way. I could keep going on and on and on. It's actually a research paper of mine in school, so yeah. All right, nothing to wish, although dear heaven on earth, you guys are killing me with the Halloween yarn. I'm usually not a Halloween person. I enjoy Halloween, but really it's not my holiday. I enjoy, it's not like I hate it. It's not huge. But it's not big on my radar. I mean, I don't go all out, etc. Christmas is my holiday, but my God, the Halloween yarn this year. I've been grabby hands. I mean, the reason why I'm not showing it to you because there's just too many. The show will be 2 hours long. No, it's just grabby hands, man. Ugh. Like, No Makers has been making amazing Halloween yarn that I'm like, oh, pretty. Oh. Kirby Werby. Oh my God. Ugh. She had like this rainbowy one earlier. I knew I went like that. I didn't even try. Because, no. No. But I do have a new segment for you. I told you I would think of new segments to kind of make up for the wish list that I'm trying not to look at. And I decided I'm a sock knitter. I am. I'm a sock knitter. And so why not show off my socks? Because I have a lot. I do have a lot of socks that I've knit. So since it is playoff season, baseball, my beloved Giants are not in it. Not surprised. I'm telling you. I tell this to everyone, and I'm going to put it out there that I am not allowed to watch a Giants baseball game if I want them to win. I'm cursed. And so and that even extends to the World Series. When they won the first World Series, I was in school. I was in my last year of school, and I couldn't watch it because I was busy doing my thesis. And they won. Like, and I think I was still living with my parents, and of course my mom and I are the Giants fans. And I lived up above the kitchen where they have a TV, and I'm working on my thesis, and I'm just like in a groove, and then all of a sudden I hear, ah! Thump, 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 thump. They just won. They won. And I missed it. I thought I could finish it. I thought I could finish the last section of my thesis, and I could quickly see them win. No. They won. And I didn't get to see it. And when they did the parade, I had to work. And I worked in San Ramon at the time, which is far away from San Francisco, and I couldn't go. So I thought, okay, next year, I can go. And it was perfect because I was working in San Francisco now. I wasn't working on my thesis. No. They didn't win. And then the next year? No, sorry. The year after that, I was actually working in San Mateo. Sorry, I was working in San Mateo. Still couldn't have done, but I was able to watch it. They didn't win. The next year, I was in San Francisco. It was a perfect opportunity. I was working a trial in San Jose, and when they won, I was still working because I worked 12-hour days that day. Those days. It was impossible. Yeah. I was working. They won. And guess where I was when they had the parade? Not in San Francisco. So this year, of course, because I didn't have a trial, I was home, I could easily have watched it. No. They didn't. They sucked. Anyway, in honor, I did, because I am a Giants fan, I made Giant socks. It's a simple, it was a DK weight, Lorna's Laces, and it was called, it wasn't Giants, but it was, the colorway was made for Giants. It's like big people or gigantes or something like that. Sock puppets. So I made these a year ago. I don't remember. It's on my project page. And last year, yes, last year, I used these as mojo. I wore these while we were in court. Because I was in court, but I wasn't really expected to dress too nicely because I was carrying boxes. I was the box lady. So I had comfortable shoes on, and so I had comfortable shoes and Giant socks. I would wash them in the sink and wear them again. Because I'm disgusting like that. But this is Lorna's Laces, as I said. It was a DK weight. No, not DK. Not DK. Sport weight, which is why it was a sports team. She makes it in other colors too. I made these at least 2 years ago. Because if I wore it last year during trial, then... And by the way, I don't have a particular team I'm voting for the playoffs as long as it's not the Dodgers or the Yankees. I don't care if you don't agree with me. I do not like the Dodgers and I don't like the Yankees. Don't send me hate mail. Don't like them. I'm not that deeply invested, but anyway. Socks of the week. Alright. But I do have some fun stuff to show you. No, I did not break my diet. I've been very good. Been a good little monkey. But my Jewel box came in. I included that in my budget. When I created my budget, I made sure that was put in because I was not going to give that up. And it fit. So again, in the box. I'm loving their new packaging. I really do. I really do. Alright. So you open it up and you get some. Oh, and if you haven't gotten yours and you actually really want to be surprised, even though they show it to you, look away. But they usually show it to you, so I don't do the whole spoiler part. So, but they give you candy corn, which I don't like, but I'll bring it to work and throw it at someone. Not literally throw it at someone, but say, here, enjoy. I'll give it to my office manager. She has kids. She has grandkids that will probably either not be allowed to eat them or I don't know. But I have the ingredients. Sugar is the #1 ingredient. Oh yeah. Alright. So then their other product that's not nail polish was the Shawl eye glider, which is basically an eyeliner. And one side, I haven't opened it yet, so one side is black, one side is brown. So that's why there is a brown stripe here and a black stripe here. So, I actually should. Yeah. I have not tried it yet. We'll see. I'm keeping this. The other one, if you guys still want it, you guys can have it. I don't want to, I don't want it. It's not going to be used. It's now under my sink. And then their quote for this month is "Don't Ask Permission" by Joan, and it's Joan Jett. This one was not as pertinent as the one that I got in September. So, which you can see, right? Yeah. And then I did not get any extras because again, I didn't account for any add-ons, so I'm only allowed to get the nail polish. So, like the box. So this time I did not keep with the boho glam, which is my usual, because of the fact that they had yellow again. And there's only so much yellow that I can take before I say enough is enough. So I went with, what did I go with? I went with Bombshell this time, and see how they package it. I'm really enjoying the new Fancy Smancy. I didn't think I would because Change and me do not get along, but I'm liking it. And then the two come out with their box. And these ones I chose because of the fact that it's very different from what they've done. So Cleopatra is black, and it's like a leather texture type thing. It's a leathery texture type. It's matte. It does matte. So that could be fun to wear for and it's not just black. It's a leathery matte type finish, which sounds intriguing. So this is Cleopatra. And then this one, because this is Valerie, and this is just a beautiful greenish blue. It's dark. I can't describe it, but it has a nice gold shimmer to it. Oh, and I see blue shimmer too. Huh. But you can't really see it. But it's like but the color's pretty accurate. It's like a blue-green. And I don't have any. I don't have any of this color, so I decided to go with that. So there you go. And that's it. That's all I have for you. I know, so boring. You know, sometimes you just have to be boring. And that's fine. Can't always be on. You know? Now I won't go in. Alright, well, you're done. I have to keep it out anyway for my friend Alan. Alright, Xterra, Xterra, Xterra. I don't know. As I showed you, I went to Ren Fair and I had a lot of fun. I got got a lot of whistles, as you probably saw from the pictures. I was wearing my pirate winch, so I got a lot of "arr" with a very suggestive. It helped my ego. I needed it. And then last weekend, I went to Now and Then. Now and Then is a concert that my local alternative rock, popular music, etc. radio. They hold, it's a free concert at the Golden Gate Park in San Francisco, and this year they had Plain White Tees, Walk the Earth, Plain White Tees, Goo Goo Dolls, which is why I was very excited, and One Republic. And there was something Poe. There were 5 acts. The first one was this one woman that was not as known, and she was first, and we missed it because there were so many people that we were in this line that crossed like over at least 2 miles around the area of the park that we were at. It took us 2 hours to get in. It was worth it though. We only missed the first act and then most of Walk of the Earth, but we sat down, we found a spot just when they played their one known song, their one hit right now, which is, oh yeah, that gun is loaded. Okay, anyway. So I was excited because I love that song. So we sat down, got all squee about it because I went with my friend Sammy. And after that, that's when Plain White Tees came on, and I'm an okay fan. They played their hits, but I was excited about Goo Goo Dolls, and of course Goo Goo Dolls were amazing. It's been my utmost dream to see them live, and I was not disappointed at all. They were amazing. They were wonderful. They played their usual hits. I wish they played some that are not hits from their albums, because there are a lot of songs from their albums that I'm absolutely in love that have not become hits. Their lyrics are just amazing. But they didn't, and that's fine. I mean, you can only have so many songs, and they were amazing, fabulous, and I was so happy and giddy and absolutely dorky in all sense of the word. But anyway, and then we saw One Republic, but we only listened to 3 songs before we had to leave, because my friend, especially my friend, just could not. The singer was off key. I mean, you could tell he was straining his voice. It wasn't very good. You could tell that either he didn't practice or something, like, I don't know, but it wasn't good. It was not good, you guys. So we had to leave after 3 songs, but it was a lot of fun. I got sunburned. I wore a sundress and I got sunburned. I brought sunblock too. Like, I wear sunblock on my face anyway, so my face was just tan, but there was a portion of my chest that I completely forgot to put sunblock on, and it got red. It didn't hurt, but it became a tan. But still, wear your sunblock. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. What else? Yeah, this weekend I'm just kicking it. I was supposed to go to Yosemite, but we're not going to talk about that. Stop. Wait. Oh my goodness. I have Swiss cheese for brain this week because I completely forgot about a couple of things. So before the other J finishes up the show, let me tell you what I completely forgot to mention. So first off, I really wanted to talk about this week, was the start of TV season, and that is the reason why I've had a ton of knitting done on the Traveling Woman, is because I've been watching a lot of shows, especially the shows that are starting up, but also new shows. So I'm hoping to have this be an on and off sub thing for etc, 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 but not become its own little thing, because I do love TV and I really want to spread the love of TV. I don't do reality shows. It's all going to be fictional. So there's been a couple of new shows that I really, really want to talk about, and the first one is, if you haven't heard about it, or you've been living under a rock, Joss Whedon has a new show called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and it is a spin-off from the movie The Avengers. So there's a lot of reference to the movie Avengers. It starts off right after the movie. And I think I've been hearing rumors that what they're going to do is they're going to use the show as a way to keep going, and then with the new movie, it'll pick up from the TV show. So it's really important if you love the Avengers and you love Joss Whedon. There's been 2 episodes so far, so I think you can catch up on Hulu or Hulu Plus, I believe, and it's amazing. It's Joss Whedon in his amazingness. So yeah, I really think that you guys should check it out, especially if you're a Joss Whedon fan. The second show that I picked up and am enjoying immensely is Swiss cheese for brains. I was focusing more on S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, I started watching Trophy Wife, which is actually, it is kind of funny. It's kind of not brass. It's interesting. It's very, and it has Bradley Whitford, which I love. He's awesome. I first started watching him through West Wing, so I've been trying to follow his career. So that's pretty funny. That's on ABC. So sorry, Agents of Shield is on ABC. The Trophy Wife is also on ABC. There is also an NBC show called The Michael J. Fox Show, which, if you haven't heard already or tried, I give it 3 episodes. The first 2 episodes, which I think they aired consecutively last week, it had some moments, but this week was actually pretty good. I really liked it. There were some really funny moments, so definitely check it out. Yeah, that's about it. I'm very excited that Once Upon a Time has premiered. I have to wait, so I don't have cable, so I have to wait the next day for all these wonderful shows. So when Once Upon a Time airs on Sunday, I have to wait until Monday, and it drives me insane. But it teaches me patience. So yeah. The second thing that I wanted to talk about was that, you know how I podcast every other week? Well, this month it's gonna be back to back. I know, aren't you excited? So the reason why I'm doing it this way this month is because the weekend after, so not next weekend, but the weekend after, the 19th, I will be heading over to Santa Rosa to see a couple of my friends from college and hang out with them. And I don't, with how my production is, I don't think it's not gonna work. I don't think I can record and do the post-production after. I mean, it's better that way. So I figure instead of not letting you guys have an episode, I'm just gonna record next weekend because I have the time. I'm not doing anything. So, and if I have enough room on Podbean, I may be able to do an extra episode at the end of the month. We'll see though. We'll see. This episode is getting to be pretty long because I keep forgetting things. So yeah, so expect that next weekend. The last item, and I keep forgetting, I really should put like a big sign on my computer that says mention this. So I think I told you guys this, I forget what episode, it was a long time ago, about the fact that I joined up on Amazon Associates, where if I use a specific link on my show notes of certain products, if you click on it and then buy that specific item, you will then be contributing a certain percentage to me. So that's why I've been trying to be very good about my show notes and give you as many links as possible if you want to buy or etc. So this is my way of saying, this is my way of trying to see if I could get a little bit, but not be constantly like, hey, hey, hey. So, because I don't do this for the money. If I did it for the money, that's not going to happen. So I do it for fun, but this is a kind of a little extra kickback. So I just wanted to mention it again. I need to remember to mention it every episode. You know, sometimes I forget my name. So you can't help it. I have Swiss cheese for brain. So yeah, I think really that's all there is. So back to previous J, for many, many reasons that I don't want to enter into. But that's it. Oh, I want to wish my friend Alicia a very early happy birthday. This is not the Alicia Purple Goddess. It's another friend of mine. She was part of my knitting group until she ran away to Sacramento. We miss you a lot. Her birthday is coming up. I know it's not this weekend. I believe it's coming up next weekend, or next week or the following week. I know it's in the teens. So please forgive me that I don't know your exact birthday, but I know your birthday's coming up, and we miss you. And happy birthday. But yeah, enough with the ums. I think that's it. Alright, you guys. You can find me on Instagram at @jcraftygeek. You can find me on Twitter at @j_crafty_geek. You can also find me on Ravelry. It's an amazing, and if you haven't been on Ravelry, you really should go check out Ravelry. I am Knitterly Book Goddess. Excuse me, Knitterly Book Lady. I was Knitterly Book Goddess in Yahoo, which is no longer it no longer exists anymore. So I am Knitterly Book Lady there. Knitty Digits has a group. Check us out. We are silent. We are the undead. But you could be the one that could make us alive. Anyway, you can also find almost all of my episodes on YouTube or Podbean. I believe Podbean only has my recent ones, which then goes into iTunes. So you can check me out on iTunes with the latest ones. Or if you are backlogged and you really, really just love YouTube, you can check me out on YouTube. The channel URL is on, I believe, either the blog or the Ravelry. You can check that out because I'm not going to say it again. We do have show notes, and only a few times have there not been show notes. So check my show notes out at knittydigits.blogspot.com. Alright, you guys, have a great Knitty Digit day. Bye.